What has your student feedback been on the application?
Yeah, so we get the occasional student that's like, wait, this is a Facebook within a Facebook? This is weird. But for the most part, when students have the application, especially if they're an incoming freshman, they just think they've just been entered into this place where they can finally just meet as many friends as they can possibly meet. So, I talked to somebody the other day that was like, hey, I remember my first 2 weeks of school, and it was like the only period in my life in which it was okay to just meet everybody, right? Yeah. And like that was like one of the most fun moments of my life. Well, we take that first 2 weeks of school and we extend it out over like 8 months, right? And so instead of it just being 2 weeks where it's okay to meet everybody, it's like 8 months to a year where everybody's meeting everybody in our application. And who doesn't want to make a whole bunch of friends when they're in college, right?
Yeah.
So students in general are really excited about the application. We can obviously always improve and do more, and we're releasing a new version this March that we think is going to be even better than what we've already been doing.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about how you're going to add to the product in the next year?
Oh, yeah. We have to make a lot of choices. There are a lot of trade-offs. We've noticed that we're really important in the enrollment management process because students that actively use our app are almost 100% likely to enroll.
Okay.
So we want to be important to the enrollment management and the predictive modeling process. We also noticed that students use the application as a way to express the challenges or frustrations that they're having in terms of navigating the institution, right? So like who do I go to fill out this paperwork, or like,
yeah.
And so we want to be better about helping students solve those issues. And then we also want to give schools better tools to understand what their students are interested in, how many friends they're making, whether or not they're getting situated, and become kind of part of the early indicator movement, if you will. So those are 3 areas that we're going to be focused on. And in general, our application is a really strong communications tool, and communication is all going mobile, right? So we want to have the best mobile app in higher ed. So.
Well, great. What do you see as the emerging trends in social media for education?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that we're seeing is people are dedicating staff and resources to be focused on how to use new media and social media. And right now they're getting out there and they're trying different stuff. It's spaghetti up against the wall, right?
Right.
And we encourage that approach. More and more they're going to start to say what's working, what's helping us to really meet our goals. And they're going to realize that a lot of the new and social media companies aren't focused on higher education. They don't understand institutions. They're not helping them try to meet their goals. And so as a result, we think companies like us will emerge as ones that have learned from social and new media and how new internet companies operate and build software, and translate that into actually serving higher education institutions.
So how do you think these trends will impact your growth over the next few months?
Whoa, over the next few months. So I think a lot of institutions are asking themselves now, how do we take the stuff that we're doing on Facebook to the next level, right? And how do we use Facebook in a way that's going to help us meet our goals? And I think any institution that's asking themselves that right now is going to end up talking to us. And we'd love for them to be, obviously our clients.
Well, thank you very much for your insights today. And it was great talking with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Caitlin. So why is our technology stack cool?
Our technology stack is awesome because we are using the latest and greatest in open source technologies to run on. We've got Rails 3 running our app, and we're in the Facebook platform. It's just all really neat technologies to be working in. And having tools like GitHub available to us has been hugely helpful in keeping our code together and working in teams.
Can you explain test-driven development and why we do it?
Test-driven development is something that we do so that we build up a framework of structure so that if you're working in the code and you end up modifying something that has an effect that you don't expect, you end up seeing all of that in the code. And that way, it helps us be much more aware of what is changing. It also guarantees that our app is functional, every time we push out new versions.
So we won't have any problems like Blackboard where they're down for days at a time and
No.
nobody knows what to do about it.
Yes, exactly. This is all tested and ready before we push the code to a server.
Mhm.